All right, so if you want to make a lot of money, then you need to know these 8 high income skills. There's an old saying that goes, your income will never exceed your level of personal development. And that's completely true. Your success is heavily dependent on your mindset, habits, and skills, which is why I'll be telling you about the 8 skills you need, how you can learn them, and actionables you can take right after this video. These are all skills that I wish I learned earlier, and you'll want to stay until the end of the video because everything on this list will benefit any entrepreneur that wants to level up and make more money. Let's get started. So first up, we have writing. And while there are a ton of benefits to writing, probably the most important one is being able to communicate complex ideas in a clear and simple way. I know I'm not the only one who's had a thought, but was unable to explain it clearly to another person so that they understand. When you work on your writing skills, not only does it help you with being able to write good content, it also allows you to communicate a lot better. For my own business, I do a lot of communicating with my employees and contractors, so my ability to send information and create sentences that are clear and concise is super important. If you want to develop the skill, I recommend just doing 5 to 10 minutes of free writing every single day. Tap into your creativity and write about whatever comes to your mind. I do this every morning, and my biggest tip is just to get started writing the first line. And after that, the rest will flow naturally. If you want to take it to another level, I recommend also reading for at least 15 minutes every single day, as this will allow you to increase your vocabulary and get used to good sentence structures. Now, of course, beyond communication, writing helps with my YouTube scripts, copywriting, emails I send out, sales, and yeah, pretty much everything I do. That's why it's such an incredibly useful skill, right? Because everything you touch will likely be related to writing somehow. Learn how to write concisely, learn how to make sentences sound good, and learn better word choice and flow of sentences. It's one thing to have a thought about something, and it's another to know how to put it on paper so that others can read it and understand it. Overall, the skill can really make or break you. Now let's talk about how you can actually develop this skill. It's pretty well known by now that you can learn anything nowadays through online learning platforms such as Udemy. Now, I highly recommend Udemy because they're super affordable compared to traditional school costs, and they have thousands of instructors that are experts on so many subjects. For example, if you type in copywriting and filter to the top rated courses with the most hours, you can see that there's an entire masterclass that's been taken by over 10,000 students and has over 30 hours of content. Overall, learning how to become a better writer will undoubtedly make you a lot of money in whatever career or business you end up doing. That's why it's one of the most important skills on this list. Next up is going to be teaching. So teaching consists of a ton of hard and soft skills used to keep people engaged with what you're saying. If you can keep people engaged, then the chances of them getting the most out of whatever you're saying is a lot higher. Being able to teach is such a high value skill because it means you're able to help other people learn and understand new things. There will always be a need to learn, which means teaching is a high value skill that the world will forever demand. I recommend doing something like tutoring where you can practice teaching others. That's basically what I did outside of college, and it really did help me build this skill. Right at the time, I was thinking, okay, I'm just tutoring, I'm just trying to make some money, but I didn't realize that all the skills I learned doing that would help me in my current businesses today. Teaching is really what helped me get into the content creation industry, specifically on educational content. It really is crazy how it all worked out. And another thing that you guys probably have experienced is that there are lots of really smart professors that just suck at teaching. So yeah, being a good teacher is very different from just being smart. You need to take people through a process that allows them to hold on to that information. And that's really a big reason for my success today, right? I'm able to teach stuff to people and have them understand it. Next up is the skill of sales. So my good friend Jeff once told me that everything is sales, whether it's asking someone on a date or trying to sell a product to a customer. I think he's right because there's always some sort of persuasion being used in business, which is why sales is one of the best skills that you can build as an entrepreneur. This is something that you can learn straight out of high school with no specific background or degree from school. Take Jacob Hopkins, for example, the mentee of Alex Hormozy that dropped out of college and now has over $250,000 saved at 20 years old. Sales teaches you a ton of really important things for entrepreneurship, like confidence, persistence, communication, customer service, and empathy. I truly believe that anyone who is a great salesperson can later become a great entrepreneur and business owner. For example, take a look at Alex Hormozy and Grant Cardone. Now, here are some big tips for being able to develop the skill. First is you want to put yourself in places where the feedback loops are fast and constant, meaning low ticket sales. One prime example of this would be doing gym membership sales. By meeting with a ton of people and selling a lower ticket item, this will really allow you to practice a lot. The next thing you may want to do is find a mentor. This is drastically going to change the speed at which you progress in sales. Beyond that, you can constantly look for opportunities to learn and better your craft. You can also explore getting courses, sales training webinars, and going to networking events. The most important thing is just putting in the reps in order to get better. Now, I am not a natural salesperson, and I'm still not, but I'd be a lot more successful if I was, so I'm definitely working on the skill right now. Now, another great way to develop your sales skills is through, you guessed it, Udemy. Take a look at this complete sales masterclass teaching teaching marketing, B2B sales, business development, and lead generation with over 570 lectures. I've purchased dozens of courses personally, and I'll say without a doubt that investing in my own education has made me over 100x return easy. I remember buying some real estate masterclasses in the past, and they taught me a lot about social media marketing and lead generation that I use for real estate as well as my other businesses. So I'm going to be putting links to my favorite courses in the description down below so you can check them out and learn the same skills that have helped me get to where I am today. And yeah, I highly recommend that you take a look at those courses and invest in your skills and education through some amazing courses on Udemy. And now moving on to number 4, we have content creation. This is a skill that I think tons of entrepreneurs have yet to realize the potential of. Being able to speak in front of the camera is something you only learn by doing it over and over again. Every entrepreneur will have a personal brand in the future, so if you're here for the long term, I highly recommend looking into practicing creating content. I could probably talk about content and why it's so important for many hours, but the base of it is leverage. Content, especially content that is evergreen and searchable, only costs 1 input, so your time to start to make that video, but has the potential for over 1 million outputs. It's the same thing with SOPs, right? You invest the 1 unit of time to build that SOP, and it saves you multiple units of time in the future when hiring people. One of my most viewed videos ever took me about 1 week to make, and that same video has been viewed over 2 million times. So you guys can see I put in that effort at the beginning, but that resulted in a video that got views and made me money for many years. Overall, it's such a high leverage skill, and especially with social media taking off right now, being good at creating content is such a valuable skill. It's also a lot easier than you might think because talking to a camera like this is so much easier, at least for me, than talking to a big crowd. So yes, you absolutely can be introverted, but the takeaway that I want to leave you guys with is that if you aren't good at creating content, you're missing out on a ton of money in your future business. Pick up your phone or a camera, start making some content, and just post it. Don't worry about it being the best because it's probably not going to be the best, especially if it's your first video, but just know that this is a learned skill and it's a highly valuable skill. All right, next up is going to be affiliate marketing. So this is a very good skill to learn if you want to make a ton of money. Affiliate marketing makes up between 30 to 50% of my own income, and that's definitely why I put it on this list. Basically, affiliate marketing is when you promote products or services and receive a commission from each sale generated from your unique link. Combined with content creation, which we just talked about, you can have a 7-figure business from just affiliate marketing. Just like content, this is a very strong leverage skill because 1 input can result in 1 million outputs. Now, I will say it's not that easy, otherwise everyone would be doing it, and you can't just create a video on a product and expect to make a lot of money. You need to learn how to get organic traffic so that your affiliate links get the highest conversion rates possible. There are tons of free courses and tutorials online that can actually teach you the ins and outs of affiliate marketing. I have some videos on this channel that will actually teach you everything you need to know about affiliate marketing, and I'll link those down below in the description. Now, let's say you don't want to go the content creation route, but you do want to start a business. Affiliate marketing is useful in either situation because as a company owner, you can actually find affiliates to promote your products for you and pay them a commission. It's really a win-win because they make some money and you make money as well. Overall, a super high value skill that does take some technical expertise, but it definitely can be learned in a relatively short amount of time. All right, the next high value skill we're talking about is speaking. So the 3 main purposes of speaking are either to inform, persuade, or entertain. In business and entrepreneurship, you're constantly trying to do one of these for your target audience. Speaking is one of those skills where you just have to put yourself out there, which leads to more confidence, opportunities, as well as leads for your business. The more you practice speaking, the better you become at reading people's body language along with their facial expressions, which will improve your ability to communicate, teach, and even sell. It's no surprise that some of the most successful and well-known people are great speakers. Ed Mylett, Gary Vee, Tony Robbins. These 3 people have built their whole personal brands and businesses off their ability to speak. Now, to develop this skill, you can start by recording yourself speak so that you can see how you can improve. I'm not a natural speaker myself, but I've had so many years of experience talking to cameras like this, as well as even doing programs like Toastmasters. But here are my top tips that I think a lot of people will benefit from. One thing that a lot of people do is they talk extremely fast. If you talk slower, this gives you actually more confidence. I also recommend adding more emotion. Whatever emotion level you're speaking at right now is probably under what you'll need to be a really effective speaker. You'll also want to stay on topic. A lot of people, tend to veer off into different directions. You want to have a clear voice, and of course, you want to have confidence. You don't want to look nervous. I'll say public speaking for most people is harder than speaking to a camera, but it's very similar in the fact that the more you practice, the better you get. For example, someone that's spoken in front of a crowd 100 times is obviously going to be better than a person that has only done it twice, regardless of their natural skill. Next up is managing a team. So this is such an important skill in entrepreneurship because it's the first level of leverage. One of the highest leverage opportunities in the world is finding people to do stuff for you. For example, hiring out editors for my YouTube channel was a game changer for my business. It's freed up so much time, and I sort of realized, why edit myself when I can find other people that are better editors than me and have them do it for me? That is a prime example of leverage. So what I want you guys to think is, in your business, what are some things that you can hire out? Entrepreneurship is just a constant cycle of trading your time for money and then trading your money for your time back to reinvest into higher leverage opportunities. Most people think that hiring requires a ton of money, but it actually does not. So here's a great way to actually get started with hiring. Start small and just hire someone to do an odd job for you. For example, you guys can find a VA on Upwork for about $2 an hour and basically ask them to hop on a Zoom call with you so that you can get work done while someone is watching you on camera. This is super affordable. It's such a great way to add some more accountability to your life. And yeah, it's really all about taking that first step. I'm not a natural manager myself. I think I'm way more of a natural solopreneur. But as you manage more and more people, you will improve your delegating, decision-making, and communication skills. So yeah, without a doubt, hiring and managing my team has been one of the hardest challenges for me this year, but it's also been one of the most rewarding things. The better you are at managing and building a team, the more money you make in the future, I guarantee it. All right, last up on our list is going to be social media marketing. This is a high value skill that most people aren't really taking advantage of. And yes, it does have some overlap with content creation, but I really want to reiterate this point because it really is that important. Everyone knows that social media is very lucrative, which means that if you are a marketing expert, you are in high demand right now. And it makes sense because content is the future, with a lot of the younger generation learning from the internet. Platforms like TikTok and Instagram Reels, attention has gotten more competitive, meaning the way businesses and influencers market to customers has to change according to the competition. So many people are trying to get into the content creation game, but they don't know much about how to manage their social media presence or the inner workings of social media. There are two main paths you can take to develop this skill. First is to learn from a content creator or a social media marketer. There are tons of different ways to get yourself into the industry, but the best way from what I've seen is through offering your services for free. Even if you have no background or experience in social media, just offer your hard work, hustle, and time to help the creators so that you can learn from them. That's basically what my current creative director did, and I'll say that right now he has a very solid understanding of how social media works, and he even has his own YouTube channel that is blowing up. For example, if you have a background in graphic design, writing, or pretty much anything that a content creator would find useful, offer them your services for free so that you can get your foot in the door. After that, if you do a good job, they will pay you. The other route is just learn by doing content creation yourself. This will be a lot slower if you're doing it on your own, but by making content, you are going to learn all the ins and outs of social media marketing. I highly recommend getting some courses or a mentor that can help speed up the process by a lot. You don't need the scars, you just need the lessons. And yeah, if you guys know how to market through social media, there are so many different job opportunities. You can be a consultant and help big companies, with their social media. That can absolutely pay a lot. But of course, if you build your own business, this is going to help tremendously. So yeah, overall, all these are vital skills if you want to find success in anything and be able to make a ton of money. Essentially, these skills allow you to give value to the world. The amount of money you make is equal to the amount of value that you're putting out, and that comes from acquiring high value skills. I really encourage you guys watching this, prioritize being intellectually curious, prioritize learning different skills, and prioritize just doing. Doing results in skills being acquired, and that really is the best thing you guys can do if you want to level up. I've spent so many years perfecting the skills that I currently have, so just know that this does not come immediately. Rather, it takes a lot of time, but of course, there are many things you guys can do to speed up the process. Those being doing and finding shortcuts, such as finding a mentor or taking courses. Anyways, I hope you guys found this video helpful, and if you guys did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more content just like this. I make a ton of videos about personal finance, entrepreneurship, and investing. Thank you so much for your time, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.